Imagine waking up every day with an unshakable sense of purpose, feeling completely aligned with your true nature, living as the person you were born to be, without hesitation, without fear, without the weight of expectations holding you back. What if the key to your transformation has always been within you, waiting for you to claim it? And what if, by the end of this journey, you discover a truth so profound that it completely changes the way you see yourself and your life? Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher who dared to challenge societal norms, encouraged people to become their highest selves. Nietzsche believed that most people never reach their full potential because they remain trapped in a cycle of conformity, comfort, and self-doubt. He argued that true greatness is reserved for those who have the courage to break free, embrace struggle, and create their own meaning. The trap of conformity. From the moment we are born, we are given a script to follow. Society tells us who we should be, what we should value, and how we should behave. We are rewarded for fitting in, for following the rules, for becoming a version of ourselves that is acceptable to others. But Nietzsche saw this as a dangerous trap. He warned that the cost of conformity is the loss of individuality. He believed that those who never challenge the expectations placed upon them are doomed to live as mere shadows of who they could have been. Have you ever felt that deep inside you, there is a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than the one you present to the world? This is not just imagination. Nietzsche believed that within every person lies an untapped potential, a force that, if awakened, could lead to a life of true fulfillment. He called this concept the Übermensch, or the Overman. But this transformation does not happen through ease or comfort. The role of struggle and transformation. Nietzsche argued that suffering is not something to be avoided but embraced. He saw struggle as a necessary force that shapes and strengthens the individual. What does not kill me makes me stronger. This is more than just a motivational phrase. It is a fundamental truth about growth. Think about the most challenging moments in your life. The failures, the losses, the disappointments. Were those experiences meant to destroy you, or were they opportunities for you to rise above your circumstances and become something greater? Nietzsche believed that hardship is a test, a crucible that reveals the depth of our character. Those who seek only comfort remain weak, while those who face adversity with courage emerge transformed, creating your own meaning. Nietzsche rejected the idea that life has inherent meaning. Instead, he argued that meaning is something we must create for ourselves. Many people spend their lives searching for purpose, looking for external signs to tell them what they are meant to do. But Nietzsche believed this was an illusion. There is no pre-written fate. You are the author of your own story. So ask yourself, are you truly living as yourself, or are you merely playing a role that was assigned to you? Nietzsche spoke of the herd mentality, the tendency of people to follow the crowd without questioning where they are going. The herd offers safety, predictability, and a sense of belonging, but it also demands conformity. And in doing so, it stifles individuality. If you want to become who you were meant to be, you must be willing to separate yourself from the herd. The path of self-overcoming. Nietzsche introduced the concept of self-overcoming, the idea that we must constantly challenge ourselves, push beyond our fears, and evolve into stronger, wiser versions of ourselves. This is not just about achievement, it is about transformation. Those who do not strive for personal evolution remain stagnant. They become resentful, blaming the world for their unfulfilled lives instead of taking responsibility for their own growth. This is why Nietzsche spoke so harshly against victimhood. He saw it as a form of self-imprisonment, a way of surrendering power instead of claiming it. The love of fate, amor fati. Nietzsche admired those who embraced struggle. He saw them as the true creators of meaning. He introduced the concept of amor fati, the love of fate. Instead of resisting life's challenges, we should embrace them fully, seeing them as necessary parts of our journey. How do you do this in a practical sense? By changing your mindset. Two people can go through the exact same hardship. One may see it as a tragedy, while the other sees it as an opportunity for growth. The difference is in how they choose to frame their struggle. If you want to become the person you were born to be, train yourself to see every challenge as a lesson, every setback as an opportunity, every failure as a stepping stone toward greatness. The ultimate test, eternal recurrence. Imagine if you had to live this exact life over and over again for eternity. Every decision you have made, every moment of hesitation, every fear you have given into. Would you be proud of the choices you're making? Nietzsche called this eternal recurrence, a thought experiment meant to force you to confront the reality of your life. Most people, when faced with this idea, realize that they are not living the way they would want to repeat forever. They are playing small, allowing fear to control them, waiting for something external to change instead of taking control. Becoming the Übermensch. This is where Nietzsche's philosophy takes its most radical turn. If you want to become the person you were born to be, you cannot rely on external guidance. You must decide for yourself. The Übermensch does not passively accept the values handed down to them. They create their own. They define what is meaningful. They carve their own path through life without waiting for permission. When you stop looking to others for approval, when you stop seeking validation, you become untouchable. The path forward. At this point, you may feel a sense of urgency. You may realize that there are changes you need to make, fears you need to face, decisions you have been postponing. That is a good thing, because now you are at a crossroads. You can choose to continue living as you have been, or you can step onto the path of transformation. The question is, will you choose comfort or greatness? The decision is yours.